what a night. A bloody crook. Don't know what, whether it's something I ate, something I drank. But I woke up unwell. So, feel better this morning. So, whatever was ailing me has removed itself from my body. So, whilst Liz sets the camera up, I'm enjoying a breakfast snack. It's one of them healthy ones. Thank you. Not too bad. God, a woolly. With no fixed destination for tonight, we left Tobermory station nice and early, which left us about 10 kilometres to travel to the Northern Territory Queensland border. In all the years that we've travelled this piece of road, each time there's a little bit more that's sealed, and it looks like there's some more being prepared. There was lots of standing water on the road, as you can see, so care was needed to drive around it wherever possible, so as not to contribute to the damage already caused. Suddenly, out of the blue, we were confronted by a small aircraft that had been mustering in the area. We seemed to attract these guys. Well, it wasn't long before we crossed the Northern Territory Queensland border. One of our fellow travellers had heard on the radio that there was a miner that had tested positive to COVID in Alice Springs, so it would be wise to cross the border before the place goes into lockdown. So it was a relief to be back on the Queensland side of the border. The drive between Winton and Boulia is one of ancient beauty and is often referred to as one of the best scenic drives in Outback Queensland. Messer rock formations or jump ups are visible on either side of the road, with Corporn Lookout offering spectacular panoramic views of the surrounding hills.
So where are we, John?
We're in Boulia, and we're just topping up with fuel because the fuel lights just come on. So we got 704 kilometres out of that tank of fuel. We topped up from, so it's got us from Gen 3 all the way through. So that's not too bad. We've got a fairly substantial headwind this morning and even yesterday as well.
The mud that is built up from the roadworks and the gravel and the wet. It's been after that rain we had, it's quite considerable wet on the roads.
There's a message drifting in the air. If you listen, you will notice music.
The wedge-tailed eagle is Australia's largest bird of prey. It can have a wingspan of up to 2.3 metres and of course the characteristic long wedge-shaped tail, for which it gets its name, and its legs are feathered all the way down to the base of its toes. It was once considered to be a menace by farmers, who were convinced the eagles swooped down and carried lambs off in their talons. As a result, thousands of the eagles were shot and poisoned. It is now known that the wedge-tailed eagles mostly take rabbits and seldom eat lambs, usually the carcasses of dead lambs rather than live ones, and feast on roadkill.
Oh, look at that.
Because there's sensors in there.
That's flowing.
Yeah, so there's a sensor there.
Oh yeah. This one too. Wow, look at that. You're not going to see that anytime soon. Oh, yeah. sensor.
Yeah.
Hamilton River.
Flood warning station.
Yep.
There's a bit more mud off.
Yeah. It's too high, they shut the road.
The drive is also known as the 9 Pillars of Cobb & Co Drive.
Yep, just
Steeped in history, this drive offers a glimpse into our pioneering past. These pillars represent the 9 oldest and original changing stations for the coaches of the Winton to Boulia route, which was 240 miles or 384 kilometres long and took 4 days each way. So here we are, we pulled up at the Hilton Hotel and we asked about the free camp. We said you can camp anywhere you like except near the ATM because someone broke into it and it's a crime scene. Cobb & Co.'s first run through Middleton was on the 12th of February 1865. Pillar 1 was Winton, with Pillar 9 being Boulia. The Middleton Hotel was Pillar 4, a lunch stop for those weary Cobb & Co passengers. And the Hamilton Hotel is Pillar 7, a night stop for the coach. Sadly, only ruins remain today.
Oh, now I'm going offside.
Come on, you're going to drink the rum out of it again. Thank you.
Oh, what a song to go with it. Should I snort it?
Is that all you're going to drink?
I've been rolling in the hay. Hey, look at me, look at you.
Music everywhere.
We didn't expect that. Dinner and a show. Gotta love Outback pubs. As we stepped outside, we were confronted by one of the most magnificent skies we have ever seen. Middleton's history begins with the exploration of the area in 1862, when John McKinlay passed through the area in search of the lost expedition of Burke and Wills. He left Adelaide in 1861 with a party of 9, and in early 1862 they followed the Diamantina onto its eastern bank up to a point near Old Cork Station, and then turned northwest, following a creek and becoming the first white man to enter the Winton district. On April 10, 1862, the creek was named in honour of W. Middleton, McKinlay's second in charge. They passed by the present site of Middleton Township and continued towards the Gulf. The memorial card in front of the old hall lists the men who were part of that exploration party. It wasn't long and we were packed up and on the road again. Oh, there's a song in there somewhere, I think. Wow, just love travelling in this hour of the morning.
Yeah, look at it.
It's just after sunrise, probably, I don't know, the sun's been up for 20 minutes or so. And everything's so clear and crisp. It's nice. Well, what is it now? It's 10 degrees, so it was 7 when we left, so it's sort of warming up.
What was it when we left?
7.
7 degrees.
Yeah. But it's, you've got to be on a bit more of an alert for the kangaroos.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen that many. We saw first root yesterday for bloody weeks and weeks and weeks.
That's right.
So I'm not sure what what's going on with that, but anyway, it is what it is. So we're making our way through Winton, Barcaldine.
Yeah,
Barcaldine, and then the destination tonight, hopefully, is Lara Wetlands.
Yeah.
And we're going to chill there for a couple of days. So I want to stop at Winton at the Washington Matilda Centre. So last time we were there was the old one before there was a fire in the cafe and it burned down. So it's all been renewed, but there was a lot of memorabilia that I don't reckon they've been able to, didn't save. So I'm not sure, I'm just curious as to how they've set it up. So I'm looking forward to that, and yeah, it's a pretty sort of lovely day.
Oh, it's a gorgeous day.
It's just fantastic.
Well, it's not long and we arrive at the Matilda Centre in Winton. No trip to Winton would be complete without a short visit to the Matilda Centre. We were here a few years back. We'll find out what the date was, pop it down below. And not long after that there was a fire that was generated from the kitchen, and they've actually got the footage from the original fire and the devastation. Most of the stuff was lost, so they've had to slowly rebuild. But so it was interesting to come and visit again. To see the new format, which is quite interesting. Quite enjoying it. First time we saw a furphy. This is how you would have travelled way back then. This is the first class carriage. We should all be grateful to our forefathers and mothers that endured what was life-saving equipment back then that led to radical changes for the future. God bless them all. After leaving Barcaldine, we travel a further 28 kilometres south to the turn-off to Lara Wetlands, and a further 13 kilometres on a red sandy road as you arriving at the station. This is a 15,000 acre cattle station stay that has this idyllic bush campground set on approximately 16 of those acres, that has tranquil, shady and unpowered areas around the wetlands with an abundance of bird life. We had planned to stay here for a couple of days, so let's just take a minute to enjoy this special place.
We've been fighting forever, gone over this 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town and I know what you're asking for. the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. And I say it might take me nowhere. Anywhere is better than the places I have been. Sunsets in my rearview mirror, a projection of my old life fading. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. Lost outside of nowhere, a stormy rain tried to wash away the dream. Staff one, it says a worn out sign, and the diner's name is California Dreams. Hey, for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. Hey, keeps me alive. Oh, for as long as I remember.
Also on the property is the homestead. This magnificent semi-renovated 6-bedroom homestead was built in 1912. It has sweeping verandas on 3 sides and formed the core of the tourist experience that was running when we were there. We're all packed up and heading further east with Mitchell in our sights.
the Neil Turner Weir. It's a little bit higher than it was last. No, actually, it's quite a bit higher than it was last time. But that's due to all the rain that they've had, because we have been in the Channel Country and there's been lots of water about. Anyway, we are here at the school holidays and it is a bit fuller than last time. Let me just do a bit of a turnaround. And as you can see, there's quite a few vans. It's not full by any means.
No, the last time we were here there was probably about 20 vans. There's still plenty of room for others, but it's just a combination of school holidays, and there's a lot of people heading to the Birdsville Big Bash. So we've just seen streams and streams of caravans and camper trailers over the last 2 days. Lower wetlands last night was just chock-a-block full. There were people. They were basically waiting for us to move to jump into our spot. That's how busy they are. So yeah, it is what it is. So here we are at the Neil Turner Weir, and it's the Wednesday night before we're heading home, and it's bloody cold and it's windy. So we've got a spag bowl on tonight, bits and pieces of whatever's left over. So it's just, yeah, it just makes a difference.
So John, what's in your spag bowl tonight?
There's capsicum, onion, fennel, bacon, and we know everything goes better with bacon. So, and obviously some mince. And there are some rumours that jar sauce are bad, but jar sauce are not too bad when you're camping. So we've got a what have we got here? It's provincial Italian tomatoes with grilled bell peppers. So that will be the sauce for tonight. So we're just browning off the mince. So the fire's lit, and we're this is the beauty of this is bowl food. So you can sit around the fire with a fork and have tea. So when rinsing your pasta sauce, you've got plenty of options, but I choose red wine.
Does it add flavour, John?
It'll add a little bit of flavour, as it will, and the alcohol will burn out of it. So not that that's a problem. Glasses, jars nice and clean for the rubbish tin.
And a bit of arrogant frog.
That's what we're drinking.
That's what we're using. And here we have a good mix.
Yum.
Is that good?
Beautiful. Cheers.
Good afternoon, John.
Afternoon, Liz.
How's life?
Good. Well, sort of good. We've been living the dream for 8 weeks.
Got a copy, Scotty?
And now we come back to Brisbane, back to reality. The place is in lockdown. It's pissing with rain. Turn around, want to turn around and go back again. Any rate, not much I can do about any of those things. So
going to mosey on home. This terrible rain.
Because it rained last night and it rained this morning.
It's been chasing us, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has the last couple of days. Well, actually, no, the last week, really.
Yeah. We pull up overnight in the day in the sunshine, and then we just watch the cloud roll in. And then we get up in the morning and it's raining. And then we go the next day and we pull up and it's fine. And we can see the cloud to the west of us. And then it rains in the morning. So we've bit the bullet, and we're going to we've bit the bullet, and we are going to go straight on home. We have one more day, flexibility wise, that we were going to use, but it's just no fun anymore. It's just it's no fun anymore. It's just becoming monotonous to set up in the sunshine and then wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning with it bloody raining, and then have to pack up in the wet. So with only those few days left before the end of our trip, we've done a bolt from Mitchell to home. So a pretty big day, 560 odd k's, but we get to sleep in our own bed tonight, and the way the weather's looking, it'll probably just be a matter of opening the gate back in.
Whilst we may have seemed a little down on the way home, for those that have experienced this feeling, it passes very quickly. And as we unpacked, we each started to plan our next trip. We would like to thank you all for following this adventure. All your likes, comments and feedback, we do appreciate it. We will probably do a bit of a wrap up in the coming weeks, so if you have any questions about the trip, please let us know and we'll endeavour to answer them then. What a trip. That was 8 weeks of the most exciting learning trip that I have ever done. And the thing is, it's like we can so remember the first night in the Bowenville Hotel, having a beer and a palmy, going, wow, night number 1, and like that, here we are back in the driveway. But somewhere around about, I haven't got the exact K's and the exact things yet, but we're looking around about 14,500 K's. So that's not too bad in 8 weeks. The trip home, we ended up pulling the pin a day early. We did a couple of big days and got into Brisbane. We had that weather front that just continued to chase us. We'd get up in the morning and it was raining. Then we'd pack up, we'd drive towards the blue sky. We'd get to the blue sky, we'd pull up, we'd set up camp, and then in the early hours of the morning it'd start bloody raining again. So it just continuously chased us. So the last night we were sort of 600 k's from Brisbane, and we just like, nah, let's just do it and go home. So it's rained the last 2 days. We got home on Thursday afternoon. It rained Friday, it rained Saturday. It's now Sunday. It's quite a pleasant mild morning. So as important it is to do the pre-checks, all the pre-prep before you go on these trips, it's probably just as important to take care when you get home and all the post-trip stuff. So I'm in the process of giving it a bit of a wash, and it's probably one of the most thorough washes that I'll ever get, because it gives me a chance to have a good look at things while I'm cleaning them, make sure there's no movement, there's no damage, there's no breaks, cracks, anything like that, loose things, and we'll just progress through the day, give it a good clean, and try and pick up on any little thing that could become a major thing later on. But all in all, it coped very, very well. Very impressed. It was really nice to do a trip and not have any major breakdowns or any major dramas. Just goes to show you can actually have them. You know, all our other big trips, you know, the first one we were stuck in Alice Springs for 9 days. The second one we broke a towing hitch. We were stuck on the Bullaluna Road. didn't know whether we were going to be camped on the side of the road for the night, and ultimately got a good Samaritan that lent us what we needed to do to patch the repair to get us to Mount Isa. So this time, to do this trip and not have any major dramas, it's a little bit self-assuring that, you know, you do the post stuff, and obviously, yep, shit happens and stuff breaks, but what's broken has only been minor and been repairable or manageable. Anyway, I got a car to clean. Let's crack into it.
We know we'll never catch one except with a camera. But what is it that drives you to take the time to watch this magnificent event that happens every night? Is it the cloud cover, the colours, or just a window of time that you spend with friends and loved ones? Now at home in Brisbane, when feeling a bit down, we take some time to watch the sun as it rests. No matter what it looks like, it takes us back in time, as we remember the days when we were chasing sunsets.